All right, guys. I hope you can all hear me now. Yeah. Okay. So I'm a student at McGill University. I'm MSc student. So we are doing a variable rate irrigation project, and I'm under a professor called Madramatu and Yari. These people are the one carrying out this
on the
project.
track, I hope.
Sorry?
It looks like everybody's clear.
I was just making sure nobody parked on the pivot track.
Nope. Yeah, it's safe. So yeah. So this is a potato, and I guess all of you like potatoes. So yeah, we are planting them for you all. And what we do here is we have a system. If you can see on the top of every pivot, there is a thing called VRI. If you can see a kind of a box over there. So that regulates the valves and distributes water accordingly. Some points in the field might be high and some might be low, just to avoid that water logging in the field and just to have the uniform application of water throughout the field. We use VRI. So VRI can save water, save electricity, and whatnot. So this is the thing. So what we do, we prescribe our prescription through a software called VRI 6.5, and we say have these plots starting from that stick, if you can see with an orange flag. We have 9 plots like that. We have randomized, say, 3 plots as high irrigation, 3 is low, and 3 is normal irrigation. So the high plots have around 80% of the water that's required by them, like the set point. So if you guys know that the 65% water of the ASW is required for the potatoes, so we give them 80% in case of high irrigation, and for the normal we give them 60%, and so on. For the low we give them 40%, just to check how this water application would affect the production, the yield, and also how it would affect the electricity usage. So as of now, we have not installed any VFD, variable frequency drive, just to save electricity, but we can save electricity for sure. And yep. So I hope you guys know how this pivot moves. And so when this pivot will move, it will have some of its valves shut down when it's on some plots, and alternatively it will have some valves open throughout the field, just to have uniform application of the water. And last year we conducted this. This is the 4th year, by the way. So last year when we conducted this research, we found out that the normal irrigation had the best results in terms of yield and had the equal size, uniform size of potato tubers. And also when it comes to high irrigation had the highest yield, but there were more deformations and not very good quality of the potatoes. So, and low irrigation was an underdog in everything. It didn't perform well in anything. The production was less, it had more deformations, and yeah, it had more diseases with the potato. And so as part of the research, to conclude, we call that normal irrigation is giving the best results for now, but we are still going on and trying to improve our things. And what we do, we have installed some tensiometers from Hotao. So they tell us the tension in the soil. So when we see the tension going above because of the lack of water in the field, we tell our system to irrigate. So whenever that happens, so we have 9 sensors in every plot, like 1 sensor in every plot. We have 9 plots over there. So yeah, so whenever we see that the water level, the soil moisture is getting low, we irrigate the fields. So this happens to be say nowadays we are irrigating twice a week, just to catch up with the moisture levels in the soil. And yeah, so yeah, and we measure the irrigation depths using our catch cans over there. If you can see box kind of cans or attached to the wooden sticks. So yeah, they tell us how much the irrigation is pouring into the fields. And when this moves, and it stays for some duration on some fields and some duration on some fields, as going by the higher normal irrigation of all the fields prescribed. So yeah, that's it about my research. If you guys have any questions regarding that, I can. So when we use this VRI, we were using say 35 point something liters per second over the field. But when we cross our field, say, and the water level reduces to 20, point something, 20 point some liters per second. So that reduces the water requirement, but we are getting the same yield. So like if you say take the average of the entire high and low, so you come out like the general comes out to be normal irrigation. So yeah, we try to save water. This is more or less saving water and continuing to save energy as well.
Making the system more efficient.
Yep. So using this system, on the efficiency part, using this system, the central pivot system is around 60 to 70% in the efficiency when it comes to water application. But when we use VRI with that, it gets to 97%, like very high, 97 to 99%. So yeah, so this will definitely save water. But I don't know that how much water scarcity is there in Alberta, but when it comes to countries like India or some other regions, these technologies, although are very expensive as compared to Indian standards, but if used, can save a lot of water and also energy.
Has most of the research been done on the really high value crops so far, or has some of them been done on?
So yeah, the point of choosing this potato is very water sensitive. So if you just alter a little, it will have some effect on the yield. So that's why we have chosen only this specific potato, and we have installed only 2 in the sugar beets, though they have a similar water requirement as compared to potatoes, like kind of a similar. So, but yeah, potatoes are specifically chosen just to check how much the effect happens when we apply different rates of water.
What variety are you growing here?
This is Russet Burbank.
So are you monitoring disease levels and things like that too? Because you would help reduce those things, right? If you've got more efficient water use in the field.
Yeah, disease is when we are monitoring that only at the time of harvesting, checking the tuber, the quality of the tuber. That's what we are monitoring.
Okay.
Only at the harvesting point.
And then the sugar beets, you'd be monitoring all the sugars and everything like that too, right?
Yeah, we do monitor the sugar levels, the glucose level of the final produce.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, so we will do that for the sugar beets as well, and as for the potatoes as well. But more or less, this is restricted to potatoes. Like just like the sugar beets, will try to test how it will affect other crops if we induce some different kind of water requirements, say different applications or something.
Did you say how you were monitoring the moisture in there? Did you say what you were using?
We are using tensiometers, digital tensiometers. If you guys want to have a look, it's over there, but it will be very soggy to walk down there. Yeah. So it's right in the soil. It has a simple ceramic cup as compared to the conventional tensiometer. I don't know if you know of that.
So it's more just to monitor it, but like, would you recommend using those tensiometers?
Yeah, for sure. They are very, they tell very real-time data, and they are very, what we have done, we have integrated them with the online system. So I can sit on my computer and check at what time I need to irrigate or not. So this is very, and they are very specific on that. Like there are people who have great experience in harvesting and cultivating and everything in the agriculture side. And when I tell them it's time to irrigate, they already know that we were about to irrigate. That like they matches so coincidentally, like exactly at the same time, the tensiometers and their prediction to irrigate the field. So it's kind of like on the same page.
Oh, okay.
Any more questions? One question which is not relevant to this. Why did you have to come all the way across the country to do this here?
That's a nice one.
That's the money, where the money is.
You got it. Yeah, that's very interesting to answer. I'm not a agriculture engineer or anywhere related to agriculture. I only knew the final produce which goes into my stomach, nothing else. But I'm a civil engineer. I worked for UK. I worked in Middle East on water supplies and so on. This is kind of very different for me. I'm trying to know things, but it's very interesting so far. Like I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but it's different. I don't know why I came here. That's a difficult one to answer.
No, but in McGill they didn't have facility for irrigation?
Nope. No, they don't have this big size of a plot we can do our experiments on.
So you've been here for how long now?
It's my 3rd week.
Oh, I see.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Welcome to Alberta.
So yeah, this is the antenna that corresponds to the station, the satellite station that we have, and yeah, this wire goes into the soil. We have kept that at 30 centimeters because the tuber grows, like the tuber size is 0 to 24 or something. Yeah, 12 to 24 inches for potatoes. So at that point we have kept our tensiometer just to know how much soil moisture is at the point where the tubers would be.
Okay.
So it's very close to that. Yeah. So this is just a simple ceramic probe that goes into it, and it gives the data over here, and which sends it to the satellite station that we have, and we can read that over our web pages.
And you find it very easy to use, like user friendly?
Yeah.
Sometimes I find that the data, there's so much data that you don't know how to work with it, but this one's pretty simplistic.
It has nothing in it except for the soil tension. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you can handle the soil tension on say hourly basis, it's good enough.
What's the cost differential between those two high-tech things there?
Don't know.
Have you used this same technology for, like you said, it's a 4-year study? Have you had those probes for the same 4 years?
Yeah, these are the same props. Only these, like the one that have thicker cable. Over there, the ones don't have this thicker cable. We have been using the same props from the same company, but this is a new model. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the results are same. Nothing changed.
So in a field, could you have like, so they don't have variable rate irrigation, they just have a normal pivot. Would you have like what, 3 set up and you'd be comfortable with that? Or are they all reading, like would you have more than one of those set up in a field? Normally for a regular grower?
Yeah, you can have that, but we are trying to get the kind of doing a research, so we need to have more in the field.
Yes, for
so,
sure.
Yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
just wondering for a farmer to use that technology.
Yep. You can reduce that. You can surely reduce that. We have a small area, but we want to get the precise results. That's why we're using. For instance, we have kept just 3 in the sugar beets. It's the same size plot, like the same size field. We have just 3 instead of 9.
And you're taking the data you see, and then you're making a prescription for the pivot?
Yep.
So you have to physically do that yourself right now, like look at the data.
Yep.
What
So yeah, we get a alert from the system that our fields need irrigation now. So we kind of like already have the prescription, say something for the high and something for the lower.
Okay.
We just implement that. We just give the command to the system.
Okay.
We don't have to. We just need to press a button and it goes on.
So you're
straight
not
away.
modifying the prescription every time.
No.
It's just more of a time to fire up.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Yeah.
So you can adjust the ranges every time.
Yeah.
And have you been comparing the probe measurements to like the standard kind of?
The conventional one.
Yeah, like that old-fashioned by hand squeeze the soil. Like how do you know that is accurate over time?
Yeah, that's a nice one. We in the first 2 years used the tensiometer, the conventional ones. We need to walk and fill water and just put it there. But we moved onto this one, and the seniors in my research, they say it's going well. So I think it gives the same results. I hope so. Yeah.
How come there isn't an antenna on the one on the right? Am I right?
Oh no, what are you talking about? This one?
Tin can.
Okay, this one?
The string's the antenna.
Okay, yeah. It's the highest, the latest, the modern catch can you can see. It's rusted, and you need to come and pour water like this into your measuring cylinder.
Elastic, that's high tech.
That's very high tech, state of the art.
Is there any studies being done to compare all these different tensiometers? Because all different companies, there's so many out there. And like I've worked with a few growers and we've been trying to find the right answer to replace the hand feel method, just something
And
that was
everybody
more
says
efficient.
theirs is the best.
Right, and as a grower, like what do you like? At the end of the day, the hand feel method seems to be the best method.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if there are studies going on. There must be some studies on this, but yeah, I can't think of anything of that. Like, yeah.
So I got to talk to Ken.
I know that Shelley has done a fair bit of work with different soil moisture probes, and now that new lady from the college has the irrigation chair, Willamine, is testing the ones that she thinks is the best too. So
Right.
She'll be presenting at the field school too, if you're going to be around.
Okay.
This one that's being used in the canolas, they're using neutron probes.
Yeah, that one's not really a method that's suitable for farmers because it's radioactive and requires actual training and certification.
Okay.
But it is pretty accurate. Yeah. Well, we better get rolling. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Thank you.